took control of the project. They took ownership, and they had so much pride about the project. So they said, okay, well, we discussed what types of music we should use, and we also came up with 2 different scenarios. And like I told them, when we first write the script, it may come out different, because once you go out and shoot the video, you may feel a different way, and then when we go and edit, you want to change things. So they just took ownership of it.
Wow. So, Bruce, you were in the video? Or you were participating in the video somehow? How did you participate in the video?
I actually was the editor. And I think really everybody did a little bit of everything, and we all put our ideas into it.
Wow. And that's what's important. Having a great idea, to put into it. Get things moving, continue to get things moving. Braxton, what did you do as part of the video project?
Well, I helped come up with ideas and different ways of portraying the things about tobacco and what you wouldn't want to do and why you wouldn't want to smoke it. Everybody had ideas, and no idea is a bad idea, and everybody had to be respectful and bring what they had to the table, and we worked from there.
Oh, great. Brainstorming, bringing all the ideas together. Brian, what did you?
Well, I was an editor as well, and I helped take some photos, but that wasn't mostly my job.
So he was a producer.
And stuff.
He had his hands in pretty much everything.
So Brian had his hands in almost everything?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Who was actually the young man in the video text messaging?
The young actor was Corey Jackson, and this was his debut. He did a wonderful job. And when we went to go out in the field to start the production, we had no idea it would turn out the way it did. But, he shined. And he did a really good job taking direction. And then we had Charisma and Ariana Thompson. They helped out as well on the project, and they took ownership as well. So they directed, they produced, took photographs. So yeah, all of the youth just took control of the project, and
Now, I noticed that one of the underlying themes of the project that really caught my attention, because I'm really detail-oriented when I watch a video or watch any type of presentation, but the use of text messaging, to relay the message across, knowing that this is a texting generation. I learned that when, I had a 1,000-minute plan with Verizon with 5 people on the plan. And I was paying more for text messages than I was for minutes. I noticed that nobody was using the minutes. Everybody was just texting, So using text messages as a basis to get the message across, was that a concept you guys came up with, or is that something your sponsor sort of injected? How did that come about?
Well, we noticed that youth like using their cell phones a lot and texting, and we said we don't want to just have a whole lot of words up there and they reading down the PSA the whole time. So let's send 1 or 2 text messages and have the rest videos and music.
Yeah, I think that's a great combination, because it sort of gets your attention. You have the music, which I think is very engaging. And then you have, of course, the text messaging going on, and you're wondering what's going on here. Now, does this sort of motivate you to look forward to doing some other preventive type videos or messages in the future?
Well, definitely. We wanted this to be a long-term project. So our group, I came up with the name, The Producers, hoping that it will turn into long-term projects, and also just focusing on emerging issues. So we want to know what issues young people are facing, and what can we do to improve the issues. What can we do to improve our communities and have opportunities for our youth to say, okay, this is going on, I don't agree with this, so how can we make a change? So we're looking towards starting new projects. We're going to have a focus group in which we discuss ongoing issues and ongoing problems, and also how we can deal with that. So we're definitely going to work on producing more public service announcements.
Okay. I know, Braxton, you shared with me when we were having a little conversation at the beginning before we actually started the show that you're more on-the-spot type of guy. Let me ask you a question. What do you think are some of the issues, or just pick one of them, that faces you as a young man that you would like to see a message about?
Well, right now it's about education, because right now we're in the time of recession, and people with 4 degrees can't get a job, and that's a problem in America, and I don't see why it should be, and that needs to be brought to light and exposed, and people need to work on that.
Okay, so you're actually saying that education is a good goal.
Yes.
That's great. How about you, Brian? What is something you think that would be a great message of prevention for the future?
Well, as well, we already had tobacco prevention. Well, a lot of youth is starting to drink as well. So I think we need to talk about that.
Alcoholism.
Yes.
Alcohol prevention. Very good, Brian. That's really good. Bruce, what do you have come to mind when you think about something futuristic as far as prevention is concerned?
I think something that we need to prevent is absence of parents, because most of the things that kids do wrong is because of they don't have a good role model or somebody in their lives showing them the right things to do all the time.
Bruce, that's wonderful, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, how about you, Chantal?
Well, I think education is key, and not only education, but civic engagement, getting our youth involved with whatever it is that's a problem in their community. So not only do we want them to participate in developing public service announcement, creating public service announcement, but as well as getting involved in their communities to mobilize groups to empower them to get involved. So if you feel as though, okay, we're not recycling, okay, what can I do to help people in my community recycle? So they may say, okay, we're going to work with local elementary schools, local middle schools, local high schools, and we're going to, just create an environment where we conserve and we also recycle recyclables. Those are some of the things that we need to work on. So we need to work on doing more community service projects where we work with, it may be a local shelter that you work with. You get involved with them. You say, okay, we're going to have a food drive. We're going to have a coat drive. We're going to have a book bag drive. School is approaching. So I guess working with our young people to get them involved with the community and give them back. Because when you start off volunteering as a young age, when you grow older, you value volunteerism, and you know that we value you as a person and as a volunteer. So the cycle continues to grow. So getting our young people involved, so civic engagement is huge. And then another issue may be, like Bruce said, like Brian said, alcohol, that's an emerging issue, so we need to face that, because we know when young people are dealing with problems and they don't have coping strategies, then they resort to alcohols, cigarettes, and also other behaviors that, lead them down the wrong path. So focusing on those issues, but definitely substance abuse is a big problem. Violence is another huge problem. So we want to work with our young people so that they know there's other things that you can do that will, get you on the right path. And also you can gain valuable skills to prepare you for the workforce.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds great. Well, we've been talking a lot about this, tobacco prevention project. And at this time, I want to give our viewers an opportunity to see the project that you guys had, put together, collectively. And they will come right back after we see the viewing of the project. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll be right back after we show you this brief clip of the 4-H tobacco prevention project.